What is wrong with this picture? Well, nothing unless you enjoy watching wildlife. Lawns do not provide food and shelter for native bees, butterflies, moths, beetles, birds, or other animals. Most homes are surrounded by various species of turf grass and exotic, sometimes invasive, flowers and other plants. Exotic or non-native plants are those that were moved from one region or area of the world to another, mainly by human activity, either on purpose or by accident. They may look pretty, but they harm the ecosystem because they do not provide the same ecosystem services as native plants, such as serving as host plants for insect larvae and adults. Exotic plants can become invasive if they escape their habitat and take over the landscape. See the Steuben County SWCD's invasive species video for more information on invasives. Native plants are difficult to define. However, the basic understanding of native plants is that they were growing in our region before settlement by Europeans. Because they have been in an area for thousands of years, native plants have formed specific relationships with native animal species. Native plants and native insects have evolved together for many generations, leading to some specialized plant-insect relationships where one of the partners cannot live without the other. These insects rely on native plants to be host species for their young and to feed them as adults. One example of this is the relationship between monarch butterflies and the milkweed plant. Monarch butterfly caterpillars can only feed on milkweed plants, so without them, there can be no monarchs. Native plants provide other ecosystem services that non-native plants cannot. Native plants provide food and shelter for our native insects and animals, help control floods, diseases, pests, and the climate, and provide water purification. Native plants also grow better in their native habitat than exotic species because they have adapted to a region's particular climate and weather patterns, including precipitation and temperature. In addition, native plants support other native species such as beneficial insects and pollinators better than non-native plants. Pollinators are animals that move pollen from one flower to another, either on the same or a different plant. See the Steuben County SWCD's pollinator video for more information. Beneficial insects include not only the pollinator species, but also predatory insects such as lady beetles or ladybugs, parasitoid insects such as some wasps. These animals spend its larval stage in or on another organism called a host, and various insects that live in the soil that contribute to plant health. Gardeners and agricultural producers encourage native beneficial insects to make their landscape, garden, or field their home by planting native plants that support these insects, in part because the insects will prey on their crop pests, such as aphids, tomato worms, and others. In addition, 1 in every 3 bites of food we eat needs pollination by a live pollinator, and about 75% of all flowering plants rely on live pollinators for fertilization. Sometimes people picture a mess when they think of a native plant landscape. While this can happen with any garden, with some research and planning, native plants can also be used to create a manicured landscape that is as pleasant to look at as it is beneficial for native insects. One way is to construct defined edges around the planting or repeat patterns or groups of the same plant. Walking paths can even be added if the planting is large enough. If you live in a neighborhood that has a homeowners association that will not permit a large native planting, consider adding small plantings, possibly in pots, or planting native species in your backyard. For help getting started, there are many internet resources to guide you. Refer to the Xerces Society, Indiana Native Plant Society, or the National Wildlife Federation's Native Plant Finder. There is also information about landscaping for native pollinators on the Steuben County Soil and Water Conservation District's website. In addition, the Steuben County SWCD may be able to offer technical and cost share assistance for your project. Please contact the office to find out more. No matter how small, every action you take to help native species is a win for nature.